Hi there, it's Susan Winter here. Welcome to my channel. If you're one of my wonderful, fabulous subscribers, welcome back. Oh boy, do I thank you so much for all the views, all the comments, and especially all the support. If you're new, listen, I hope you hear something here that you really like that'll help you. Today, I am answering questions, and we have a question here about speaking your truth. Now, that's a comment that I make many times over about speaking your truth and the importance of speaking up. In a time period where relationships are exceedingly difficult to figure out what you've got and what you don't have, what you can call it even if somebody is not giving you a label, or where you are and how to measure, are you even in a relationship? Speaking up and speaking your truth is absolutely essential. So here we have a question. This is wonderful, and I want to thank Rikki for sending it my way. And again, if you want to send me a question, go to susanwinter.net, the very last page, the contact page. There's a little box that says video requests. We get a ton of them, but I try and pick out the ones that I think are the most relevant and will help everybody. So Rikki, first of all, thanks a lot. Rikki writes, "Hi Susan, love your videos, so thank you." Question: you speak a lot about speaking your truth and not being able to say what you want, which I think is great, but how do you do that? I mean, it's not easy, and you don't want to come off as needy. There you go. So how can you speak your truth in a productive way, and what's the best timing to do so? Thanks, your fan, Rikki. Okay, I really love this. So there are a couple points in here I want to get to. Rikki, thanks a lot. Okay, let's start from the beginning. Number one, in order to speak your truth, you have to know what you feel. Now, some people don't. They know they're anxious, they know they're hurt, they know they're upset, but you've got to be able to put words to it and identify it. And if you're going to share it with your partner or somebody that you're involved with, you need to also attach it to a circumstance or an event where this thing happened. This is your example of what happened to you. Speaking your truth means you have a feeling, or you have a desire, or you have a goal. It is very much a monologue, and you don't have to feel needy because it's only the part one. I think everybody gets tripped up on this. You see, you will edit yourself automatically if you spend more time worrying about how they will react to what you're saying. The goal is to make an effort to clearly and succinctly say what you need to say in a non-reactive, concise manner. Explain it, explain how you feel, why you feel the way you feel, give a circumstance that is analogous to what's going on, and then tell them what you would prefer. It's kind of formulaic, I think, but it's a Susan formula maybe, so I think it's formulaic. But the important thing is to be diplomatic, because nobody will hear you if you make them defensive. So we never use, you did this and you did that. And I think what worries me so is that we need to share and speak in order to have any kind of real relationship. And yet so many of us, and so many of you who write me and work with me, are terrified to speak up because you think it will make you look weak and needy. It's actually a very powerful thing. You see, not everybody's able to do it. I suspect that out of 100% of the population, maybe 60% can identify what they feel. Just identify what they feel. And maybe another 20 or 30 can kind of put it into words, right? And maybe 10% have the ability to effectively communicate that. I mean, you've got to start with, what am I feeling? Not just, I'm angry. You know, so speaking your truth does not have to be harmful to the other person. The real art is learning how to say something in more of an observational, neutral tone. Another rule of thumb do not speak when you're reactive and angry. You are not going to get the response you want. You want to wait until you've cooled down and really, really, really figure out what it is you need to say. And again, you try to attach it to a certain situation. For example, if you say to somebody, I don't feel like a priority, most people, they understand conceptually, but that's very nebulous. Speaking your truth would be more explicit. You know, there are times that I don't feel important, or I feel neglected, I don't feel like a priority. For example, when we went to your friend's party, I didn't know anybody. And that's cool. I was there and I really wanted to be with you, but you left me the minute we walked in the door. I couldn't find you. And after a while, you know, I got bored and you completely abandoned me there. So I would have preferred that you at least introduce me to a couple people and make me feel integrated. Would you be willing to do that the next time we go out together? So, I mean, that's one conversation. Again, if you want to work with me, I can go over the exact conversation for your exact situation. But we try to not be accusatory, and we try to explain what we want. And speaking your truth, weak and needy. So many people are afraid to say what they want and need in a relationship. They're afraid to write it in their dating profile, and then they wonder why they get the wrong kind of people who aren't serious. If you know you want a committed relationship, say it. Be bold. Own it. Don't let somebody edit you. If they're not into it, that's fine. Skip on to the next. We waste so much time hanging around people, trying to convince them to want what we want, and more so to want us. And it's just unnecessary. The world is filled with people who want what you want. I know sometimes you don't believe it. It is absolutely true. They want what you want and they want it with you. But you will never find them if you're messing about with people and waiting for them to figure you out. So let me see if I've answered the rest of it, Rikki, and I do like this. Thank you so much. Okay, it's not easy. It is easy once you've made it very simple. Write it out. I need to talk about this. Here's the situation, and make it tiny, tiny, tiny words. Don't elaborate. Try to get your entire conversation down to 30 seconds, maximum. If you can do 15, that's great. And especially if you're talking to a man, little words, little bullet points. Because if they want to know more, they'll ask more, right? And what's the best timing to do so? Okay, timing. Two kinds of timing. Timing when something offensive happens and timing in the relationship. Let me start with timing when something offensive happens. Generally speaking, for all of us, it would be better to address an issue at the moment that it occurs. Sometimes, however, you're still processing. Sometimes you're too frightened. Sometimes you really haven't come up with how you feel about it, and you don't know your rights. So at that point, you delay. But get back to it if somebody has done something offensive or hurtful that needs to be corrected. You can't come back to that 2 weeks later. First of all, you're going to be resentful and they're not even going to know what you're talking about. So as soon as you can process your emotions, come back to that situation. Number two, timing in a relationship. Here's the thing. Everybody's afraid to complain in the beginning. Oh my God, I'm going to be seen as difficult. If I'm difficult, she isn't going to want me. Here's the thing. Your partner either has a skill set to deal with issues or they don't. But pick your battles, okay? Pick your battles wisely. In a relationship, I think I wrote a quote. What is it saying? In love, we pick our partners, but in fights, I don't know what we said. In love, we pick our battles. But you've got to pick your battles wisely, okay? You're going to have a lot of things in a long-term relationship that are going to irritate you. You've got to know what you really have to go to the mat for and what's truly important. So I hope this helps you. Thank you so much for this. I really like this, so thank you, Rikki. And anyone listening, I hope that's helped you. If you have more questions, you can contact me at susanwinter.net. You can listen to this on iHeartRadio and Spotify. You can join the live show every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And thank you very much. Wishing you a wonderful week. Take care, all.